Sarah stands in her quiet kitchen at 2 a.m. feeding the baby when her phone buzzes. A notification from iCloud. Note updated dinner receipt. She opens it, expecting a client meeting expense, and stares at a $3,000 charge from a San Francisco nightclub called Velvet. Her husband's note reads, "Champagne room, worth it." The baby stirs in her arms as she scrolls up and finds 12 more receipts. Subscribe to follow stories that hit close to home. The kitchen clock reads 2:14 a.m. Sarah shifts the baby to her other arm, wincing as his gums clamp down. 8 months old and still not sleeping through the night, still cluster feeding like a newborn, while Mark sleeps in their bed upstairs, his phone face down on the nightstand like it always is now. Her own phone buzzes on the counter. A notification from iCloud. Note updated, dinner receipt. She reaches for it one-handed, expecting a reminder about grocery shopping or maybe one of Lily's school forms she needs to sign. The note is from Mark's phone. It opens to a scan of a credit card receipt. Velvet Lounge, San Francisco. Date, Saturday. Total, $3,000. Itemized, bottle service, $1,200. Private accommodations, $1,800. Sarah stares at it. The baby's mouth goes slack, milk dribbling down his chin, but she doesn't move. Private accommodations. The phrase lodges in her chest like something sharp and foreign. She scrolls up without thinking. There are more, 12 of them, dating back 6 months. The amounts blurred together, $2,500, $4,000, $1,800, all from places she's never heard of. Club Lux, The Grand, Velvet. Each one tagged with a single word in Mark's handwriting. Work. Networking. Investor. The baby fusses. Sarah realizes she's stopped breathing. Upstairs, she hears the floor creak. Mark's footsteps. The bathroom door closing. She looks at the receipt again, at the date, Saturday, and remembers that night clearly. He'd come home at 3 a.m. Smelling like perfume and whiskey, told her the investors took him to a strip club, laughed about it like it was a joke they'd share. She'd made him breakfast the next morning, told him it was okay, told him she understood. Her thumb hovers over the screenshot button. She presses it. The bathroom door opens upstairs. Footsteps again. Sarah locks her phone, shifts the baby to her shoulder, and stares at the dark window above the sink. Somewhere out there, past the suburban street and the neighbor's prize roses, past the highway and the bridge, San Francisco glitters with lights she's never seen. She pats the baby's back and feels him burp against her neck, warm and trusting. Tomorrow she'll ask him about it. Tomorrow, he'll explain. The bedroom light clicks off upstairs. Morning comes too fast. Lily's already awake at 6, tugging at Sarah's sleeve, asking for pancakes. The baby's crying in his crib. Sarah moves through the motions. Diaper, bottle, pancake batter, coffee, while Mark sits at the kitchen table on his laptop, frowning at emails. She watches him over Lily's head. He's wearing the sweater she bought him for Christmas 2 years ago, the soft gray one. His hair's messy from sleep. He looks exactly like the man she married. "Busy day?" she asks, sliding coffee toward him. "Meeting with a VC in Palo Alto at 11, then drinks with the team in the city tonight." He doesn't look up. Might be late. The city again. "Gotta strike while the iron's hot, babe." Now he looks up, smiles, reaches for her hand. His fingers are warm. "This funding round closes. We're set. I'm talking buy another house set. Private school for Lily set." Sarah smiles back. It feels like a muscle she hasn't used in weeks. "Hey," she says, keeping her voice light. "That receipt that synced last night, from Velvet Lounge. What was that for?" His face doesn't change, not a flicker. "Oh, that. Investor took a bunch of us out. Guy's an asshole, insisted on bottle service, put it on my card and said he'd reimburse me." "Why?" "Just wondered. $3,000 seemed like a lot." "He's good for it." Mark squeezes her hand, then pulls away, back to his laptop. "These guys throw money around like water. You should see it. I'll expense it to the company anyway." Sarah nods. She pours more batter into the pan. The sizzle fills the silence. $3,000, she says again, softer. "Babe, His voice has an edge now. I know it looks crazy, but this is how it works up there. You drop cash to look like you belong, then you get the check that makes it all back. Trust me. Trust me. She thinks about the other receipts, the 12 others, all from Saturdays, all from the city, all while she was home with 2 kids and a mortgage she signed her name to. Okay, she says, I trust you. He leaves at 10. She watches his car disappear down the street, then carries the baby upstairs to their bedroom. His laptop's still there, closed on the desk. She's never looked at it before, never needed to. The password is Lily's birthday. It always has been. She opens it. His email's open. She scrolls past investor updates, past team messages, past a thread about product roadmap that makes her feel stupid for not understanding. Then she finds a folder labeled expenses. Inside there are receipts, dozens of them, not just from clubs, from hotels, from restaurants with names she Googles and finds in the Mission, in Soma, places that look dark and expensive. Each one has a note. Client dinner, team building, investor meeting. She opens the photos folder. There's a picture of Mark at a club, arm around a woman who isn't her, both of them laughing. His hand rests on her waist. The photo's timestamp is from Saturday. The baby starts crying. Sarah closes the laptop. Downstairs, she puts the baby in a swing and sits on the couch, staring at nothing. Lily brings her a drawing, a rainbow, a house, 2 stick figures holding hands. Mommy and Daddy, Lily says. Sarah takes the drawing. It's beautiful, baby. She folds it carefully and puts it on the coffee table, on top of the mortgage statement she opened yesterday. Due in 7 days, $4,200. 3 days pass. Sarah does laundry, goes to work, takes Lily to ballet, nurses the baby through the night. She smiles at Mark when he comes home. She asks about his meetings. She makes his coffee. And every night after he falls asleep, she looks at the screenshots on her phone. The receipts don't stop coming. Friday night, $2,200 at a place called The Grand. Saturday afternoon, $800 at a hotel near the airport. Sunday, nothing. Monday, in another club, another $3,000, another note in his handwriting. Jasmine, exceptional. Jasmine by a name, not an investor, not a client. On Tuesday, Sarah tells Mark she's taking the kids to visit her sister in Santa Cruz for the weekend. He barely looks up from his phone. Have fun, babe. I'll hold down the fort. She doesn't go to Santa Cruz. She drops the kids at Elena's house, borrows her car, and drives to San Francisco. The address from the receipt is in a neighborhood she's only seen in movies. Tall buildings, doormen, restaurants with names in gold lettering. She parks 3 blocks away and walks, telling herself she's crazy, telling herself there's an explanation. She waits across the street for 2 hours. At 8 p.m., a town car pulls up. Mark gets out, dressed in a suit she's never seen, holding a woman's hand. The woman is young, beautiful, blonde, wearing a dress that costs more than Sarah's monthly salary. They go inside the hotel together. Mark's hand rests on the woman's lower back. Sarah watches the door close. She stands there for 5 minutes, 10, 20. A doorman asks if she needs help. She shakes her head, walks back to the car, drives to Elena's. Good trip, Elena asks when she picks up the kids. Fine, Sarah says, really fine. That night, Mark comes home at 2 a.m. Sarah's waiting in the kitchen, wearing her robe, holding a cup of cold tea. Hey, he looks surprised. You're up. Who's Jasmine? The words hang in the air. Mark's face does something complicated, surprise, then calculation, then something that might be relief. What are you talking about? Your notes, Mark, they sync to my phone. I've seen every receipt for the last 6 months. She sets down the tea. Her hands are steady. She doesn't know how. I saw the hotel tonight. I saw you with her. He stands very still. Then he sighs, runs a hand through his hair, and pulls out a chair. Sarah, sit down. Let me explain. I've been sitting for 6 months, explains standing up. It's not what you think. He spreads his hands, the gesture she used to love, the one that said, trust me, I've got this. The woman, Jasmine, she's a consultant, a business consultant. The investors like that kind of thing. It's part of the culture up there. It doesn't mean anything. $3,000 for a consultant. It's all on the company card. It's business. Sarah, I swear to you, there's nothing between us. It's how things work. You want to fit in, you play the game. She stares at him. For a moment, she almost believes him. She wants to. She wants it so badly her chest aches. Then why hide it? I wasn't hiding. You put it in your notes app with passwords and folders, and you told me you were networking. That's hiding. He's quiet. Then, I didn't want to worry you. You've got enough on your plate with the kids and work. I thought if I handled it, you wouldn't have to know. Know what? That my husband spends our mortgage money on other women. It's not our money, Sarah. It's venture money. It's for the business. Venture money we got because I signed a mortgage that says, if you fail, we lose this house. Her voice breaks. She hadn't expected that. I'm up at 4 a.m. with the baby. I'm grading papers during his naps. I'm doing all of it so you can, what? Buy champagne for women who aren't me. Mark reaches for her. She steps back. I'm tired, she says. I'm going to bed. You can sleep on the couch. She walks upstairs. Behind her, Mark doesn't move. In the bedroom, she locks the door for the first time in 8 years of marriage, sits on the floor, and cries so quietly the baby doesn't wake up. The next morning, Mark is gone before she wakes up. A note on the counter. Went to the city early. Big meeting. We'll talk tonight. I love you. Sarah reads it 3 times. She doesn't know what she feels anymore. At school, she can't focus. One of her students asked if she's okay. She says she's fine. At lunch, Elena corners her in the teacher's lounge. You look like death. What's going on? Sarah tells her. Not everything, not the receipts, not the hotel, just enough. Elena's face goes pale. He's spending how much? I don't know exactly. Tens of thousands, maybe more. On what? I don't want to know. Sarah, Elena grabs her hand. You need to protect yourself. Talk to a lawyer. Find out where the money's really going. This isn't just cheating. This is financial abuse. Sarah pulls away. It's not abuse. He's in over his head. He's trying to impress people. He's spending money you don't have on women who aren't you. That's abuse. The word hangs between them. Sarah thinks about the mortgage statement, the credit card bills she pays from her teaching salary, while Mark's income goes back into the business. The retirement savings she cashed out to cover the down payment. I can't think about this now, she says. I have to pick up Lily. That night, Mark doesn't come home. He calls at midnight, voice too bright, too loud. Meeting ran late, staying at David's place in the city. See you tomorrow. Sarah says okay. She hangs up. She opens her phone and looks at the screenshots again. A new one arrived while they were talking. $4,500. Velvet Lounge. Jasmine plus friend. She puts the phone down. She goes upstairs and stands in the nursery, watching the baby sleep. His tiny chest rises and falls. Lily's nightlight glows down the hall. This is what she's protecting. This is what's at stake. The next day, she takes a personal day. She drops the kids at Mrs. Chen's, drives to Palo Alto, and walks into the bank where they got the mortgage. The loan officer, a kind woman named Patricia who helped them with the paperwork, ushers her into an office. I need to understand our accounts, Sarah says. All of them. The business accounts, too. Patricia hesitates. I'm not sure I can access. I'm his wife. We're joint on everything. Please. Patricia types. Her face changes as she scrolls. Sarah, when did you last look at your accounts? 6 months ago, maybe? I've been busy. Patricia turns the screen. Numbers appear. Sarah stares at them without understanding. Your home equity line? It's maxed out. The business accounts are overdrawn. There are 3 credit cards that are 90 days past due. Patricia pauses. And there's a second mortgage, opened 3 months ago. You didn't know. Sarah shakes her head. It's for $150,000. The payment's due next week. The room tilts. Sarah grips the armrest. Where did the money go? Patricia scrolls. Transfers, cash withdrawals, payments to, she stops, to several individuals, recurring monthly. Sarah thinks of Jasmine, of the other names on the receipts. Can you print this for me? Patricia does. Sarah takes the papers, thanks her, walks out to the car, and sits in the parking lot for an hour. When she gets home, Mark's there. He's early. He's smiling. Great news, he says. The funding round closed. We got 8 million. Sarah looks at him. He's waiting for her to be happy, to hug him, to celebrate. That's wonderful, she says. Babe, this is it. This is everything we worked for. She thinks about the second mortgage, the credit cards, the receipts, the woman at the hotel. I know, she says. I'm proud of you. He hugs her. She stands very still. That night, after he falls asleep, she takes pictures of everything, the loan documents, the credit card statements, the receipts still syncing to her phone. She emails them to herself, to Elena, to a lawyer whose number she found online. Then she lies in bed next to her husband and stares at the ceiling until dawn. The lawyer's name is Margaret Chen. She's small, precise, and doesn't waste words. You have two choices, she says in her office 3 days later. You can confront him and try to salvage the marriage, or you can file for divorce and protect what's left of your assets. But you need to decide fast. That second mortgage payment is due in 4 days. Sarah sits across from her, hands folded in her lap. She hasn't slept in a week. What about the house? It depends. If he's been using marital assets for, Margaret pauses delicately. Personal expenses, the court may consider that in the division. But you need proof. I have proof. Sarah opens her phone. Receipts, bank statements, screenshots of his notes app. It syncs to our family iCloud. Margaret scrolls through the images. Her expression doesn't change, but something in her eyes sharpens. This is extensive. Dates, amounts, names. She looks up. How long has this been going on? At least 6 months, maybe longer. And you had no idea. Sarah shakes her head. I trusted him. I was busy. The baby, work, the house. I thought he was working. Margaret sets the phone down carefully. Sarah, I need to ask you something. Have you considered that he might not stop? That this isn't a mistake? It's who he is. The question lands like a stone in still water. Sarah watches the ripples spread. I thought if I showed him the proof, if he saw what he'd done, she stops. I keep thinking there's an explanation I haven't found yet. Something that makes it okay. There isn't. Margaret's voice is gentle but firm. There's no explanation for spending your children's future on nights out. There's no justification for signing your name to a mortgage you didn't know existed. This isn't a misunderstanding. It's a betrayal. Sarah nods. She's known this. She's known it for weeks. What do I do? First, you protect yourself. Open a separate bank account in your name only. Move half the joint funds. You are entitled to that. Then you tell him you know, and you let me handle the rest. Sarah drives home in a daze. The kids are at Mrs. Chen's. The house is empty. She sits at the kitchen table with her laptop and opens the joint accounts. There's less than $2,000 left. The second mortgage payment will wipe that out. She transfers $1,000 to a new account. Just in case. Just to have something. Then she waits. Mark comes home at 8. He's in a good mood, humming, carrying a bottle of wine. Celebration, he says, holding it up. First big check from a school district in Texas. We're live in 3 states now. Sarah doesn't move. We need to talk. Something in her voice stops him. He sets the wine down. What's wrong? The kid's okay. The kids are fine. She takes a breath. I know about the second mortgage, Mark. I know about the credit cards. I know about Jasmine. He goes very still. I know about all of them. She pulls out the printed receipts. I have every receipt for the last 6 months. I have the bank statements. I have the loan documents you signed with my name. Mark stares at the papers. For a long moment, he doesn't speak. Then he laughs. It's quiet at first, then louder, a sound she's never heard from him before. You think, he stops, shakes his head. Sarah, you think I was cheating. You think that money went to, he gestures vaguely, women. I saw you at the hotel. You saw me with a business associate, a woman who helps me close deals. Yes, we go to clubs. Yes, I pay for things that look bad on paper, but that's the game. That's how it works. The receipts say Jasmine. Jasmine's a consultant. She brings in investors. I pay her commission. It's not, he runs his hands through his hair. You've been spying on me for months. I saw a receipt, Mark, by accident, and then I saw 12 more. He moves toward her. She stands her ground. Tra, I swear to you, nothing happened. The money. Yes, I spent too much. Yes, I made bad decisions. I was trying to impress people, to fit in, to make this work, but I never... His voice cracks. I would never do that to you. To us. She wants to believe him. She wants it so much it hurts. Then why hide it? Because I was ashamed. Because I knew you'd worry. Because I thought if I could just close the next round, pay it back, make it right. He reaches for her hands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. I'll sell the company if I have to. Just please. Sarah looks at him, at the man she married, the father of her children. The second mortgage is due in 4 days, she says. How do you fix that? He hesitates, just a fraction of a second, but she sees it. I'll get the money. I'll make some calls. You've been saying that for 6 months. Sarah, I'm not done. She pulls her hands away. I talked to a lawyer. I opened my own account. I have copies of everything. And I need you to leave, just for a few days, so I can think. Mark's face crumbles. You're kicking me out. I'm asking you to give me space. There's a difference. He stands there defeated. Then he nods, walks upstairs, and comes down with a bag. At the door he turns. I love you. I love the kids. I'll fix this, I promise. Sarah doesn't answer. She watches him drive away, then closes the door, locks it, and leans against it until her legs stop shaking. 3 weeks pass. Mark stays at David's. He calls every day, leaves messages, sends flowers that Sarah throws away. The second mortgage payment came and went. Margaret got an emergency order freezing the accounts until the divorce proceedings start. Divorce. The word still feels unreal. Sarah goes to work, picks up the kids, makes dinner, does laundry. She moves through the days like a ghost. Elena calls every night. Mrs. Chen watches the kids on weekends. The baby sleeps through the night now, as if he knows his mother can't handle anymore. The receipts keep coming. They sync automatically, and Sarah can't bring herself to turn it off. She watches new charges appear. Hotels, restaurants, clubs, all dated after she told him to leave. All with names she recognizes now. On a Tuesday afternoon, Margaret calls. The forensic accountant finished the review. Sarah, I need you to sit down. Sarah sits. He's been moving money for 2 years, not just the venture funds, your joint savings, your retirement accounts, even money from a second mortgage on a property you didn't know he owned. What property? A condo in San Francisco, bought 18 months ago, in his name only. Sarah closes her eyes. 18 months. The baby wasn't even born yet. There's more. The women, they're not just escorts. He's been paying their rent, setting them up in apartments. There are 3 of them, Sarah. 3 separate households he's been maintaining. She thinks about the nights he came home late, the weekends he was networking, the times she told him it was okay. She understood. She believed in him. How much? Total misappropriated funds, approximately $400,000. Maybe more. We're still tracing. 400,000. Their house, their retirement, their children's college fund. Sarah, are you still there? I'm here. We'll get a judgment, but I need to be honest. Collecting will be difficult. He's already lawyered up. His company's in trouble. There might not be much left. Sarah looks out the window. Lily's in the backyard drawing with chalk on the patio. The baby's napping in his swing. What do I tell my kids? Margaret is quiet for a moment. You tell them the truth when they're old enough. You tell them their father made choices, and those choices had consequences, and you did everything you could to protect them. Sarah nods. She doesn't know if she believes it. That night, after the kids are asleep, she sits at the kitchen table with her phone. Another receipt synced, $5,000. Velvet Lounge. Jasmine plus new friend. She deletes it. Then she opens the Notes app and types, to Mark, I'm filing tomorrow. The kids will stay with me. You can see them supervised until the court decides otherwise. Don't call, don't come by. Everything you need to know will come from my lawyer. Sarah. She sends it. 3 dots appear, then disappear. He's typing, then nothing. She turns off her phone, walks upstairs, and stands in the doorway of Lily's room. Her daughter sleeps with her arms spread wide, trusting, safe. Sarah thinks about the years ahead, the explanations she'll have to give, the questions she can't answer, the money she'll never get back. She thinks about the woman at the hotel, the receipts, the notes app that showed her everything she wasn't supposed to see. Then she thinks about the mortgage, due again in 2 weeks, about her teaching salary, barely enough for groceries, about the retirement account she'll never have, about all the nights she stayed up with the baby while her husband was buying champagne for strangers. She closes Lily's door. She walks to her own room, lies down in the empty bed, and stares at the ceiling until dawn. In the morning, she'll sign the papers. She'll take the kids to school. She'll figure out how to pay for everything. She'll do what she's always done. But tonight in the dark, she lets herself feel it, all of it. The anger, the grief, the humiliation of being so thoroughly fooled by someone she loved. Somewhere in the city, her husband is laughing with someone new, spending money that was supposed to be for his children, living a life she was never invited to. And in this house, in the silence, Sarah finally understands. She wasn't his partner. She was his foundation. The thing he built his other life on top of. The baby cries.